Well, we start with that issue on the student accommodation crisis. And as promised, let's cross to our reporter, Molemo-waOne Mothoa, and reports of sexual exploitation by landlords, along with non-payment by NSFAS, the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, to service providers. This has created a lot of anxiety for many university students, and one would imagine their loved ones as well. Molemo, good morning. So quite an unsavory situation, if you will, and that's putting it mildly, considering that, you know, parents send their children off to school and they don't expect them to be paying with their bodies to have a roof over their heads. But what do you have lined up for us this morning?
We are coming live to you from Pretoria at the University of South Africa. We are back here today, Sakina, and obviously, for a follow-up on the registration process, mainly because we understand that more than 275,000 students have been able to conclude or complete their registration process. But then at the same time, there's still quite a large number of students, those that are still waiting to be processed. But funding, we understand that it's still a very huge problem. But just to get more on what is really going on, I'm now joined by the SRC President Nkosinathi Mabelane. Nkosinathi, universities across the country have commenced with the academic year. Classes are on now, but we understand that there are students who are still not yet registered. If you can just paint a picture of how many are still yet to be registered.
No, thank you very much. Good morning to the viewers at home. Look, like you have said, over 275,000 students have been able to successfully register. We've got about more than 145,000 students that are yet to finalize their registration. And what that basically means is that these students are eligible to register, but on the basis of financial exclusion, or they are unable to finalize their registration, we have made attempts to ensure that acknowledgement of debt forms are available to students for those who don't have the resources currently. We also have managed to extend the registration period to the end of the month of this month to also allow those who are working students who will be able to have money only at the end of the month to try and pay their registration fees. But of course, we will also be appealing to management that the requirements for AODs is slightly lifted. For us, we think it is extremely unfair that they've set the requirements at a minimum of 2,000 for you to, so you must be owing the university a minimum of 2,000 for you to be able to be given an AOD form, which we think is not quite flexible, And you understand with the amount of students that are still on temporary registration, we should be able to come to a certain we must compromise to ensure that we are able to assist those 145,000 students that are still outside of the system.
And here we're talking of the first-year students or also the returning ones?
Yes, this is a combination of first-year students and returning students, but majority of them are returning students, So these are students who were studying last year, who could not pay off their fees for last year, and therefore they enter the new year with additional fees, which makes it extremely impossible to register, which for them it will make the registration fee quite higher, So these are students who are eligible, returning students, but because of that incurred debt of last year, they are unable to register this year.
Thank you so very much, Sakina. There was the SRC president here at Unisa, and that's back to you in the studio.
Well, thank you so much, Molemo. And of course, SABC News will be running a focus on student issues and a particular spotlight throughout the day on accommodation issues as well. But Molemo out there at Unisa for us right now.